All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church, building community, inspiring growth, creating change. Here in the heart of Kansas City, we come together to create this hour of shared reflection so that we might be renewed in courage for these times and inspired to lives of greater dignity, higher purpose, deeper generosity, and more effective action. If you are new to Unitarian Universalism or to our congregation, we want to get to know you and share a part of your journey. If this place is already your spiritual home, welcome once more. We need one another, and it is good to be together again. Through the gifts of technology, we also gather virtually to celebrate community and connections as we lean into the values of justice, compassion, and reason. Welcome to all those who are joining us in this way today. Together, we learn the love that has the power to overcome both loneliness in the heart and oppression in the world. Welcome to our service this morning. May the words and music and images that we offer today nourish our best selves, calling forth abundant wisdom and love.
Arise, O souls, arise.
Mercy, it's hot. My church, my friends, my beloved community, good morning. I'm Joseph Davis. I'm a member of All Souls, and we welcome you here in person and those of us out there in the land of zeros and ones in YouTube. Hello, hello. There are people waving, so just so you know. We welcome you. Everything that you are, your whole presence here this morning. And we especially welcome visitors. And if you are a visitor and have not shared a lunch with us, please be our guest today. After the service, visit the welcome table in the lobby back there for guidance. The Reverend Dr. John Weston, age 77, of Philadelphia, died peacefully at home on August 9th of this year. Reverend Weston served as the All Souls Unitarian Universalist church minister for 6 years, from 92 to 98. We also ask that you keep in your hearts and uplift Claudine Thomas, who went into the ICU this week. Today, we welcome to the pulpit members of the Gaia Community. I love that name, Gaia. Barbara Griggs, Kitty Degler, and Susie Matthew. Welcome.
Gaia Community is an earth-based pagan Unitarian Universalist congregation here in Kansas City. We hold our rituals every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. with social time at 3:30, in person and online. I've been a dual member of All Souls and Gaia Community since the year 2000. Thanks for having us here today.
Gaia Community came into being from my idea for a pagan church and Vicki Combs's belief that such a church could be a Unitarian Universalist congregation. We held our first service in 1997, meeting here at All Souls every other week and then weekly. Our charter Sunday was May 2nd, 1999, held in nearby Southmoreland Park. And 24 years later, we continue, as we began, as a lay-led congregation. We are forever grateful to the support All Souls gave us to get started, most importantly by letting us meet rent-free in your beautiful building. Around 2001, we moved to meeting at Shawnee Mission Unitarian Universalist Church, then in Overland Park, and in 2012, we moved again to meeting at Ubuntu Village at 43rd and Troost.
After having been at Ubuntu for about 10 years, we have found it necessary for Gaia to move again from downtown Kansas City back out to Shawnee Mission Unitarian Universalist Church, now in Lenexa, with all loving intention to keep our close ties with both All Souls and Smooch.
We light our chalice this morning with these words from the new Article 2 of the Unitarian Universalist Association's bylaws. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to each other for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. Now is the time that we here at All Souls affirm our covenant, our sacred promise to one another. Before we do, I want to share a story that I was told many years ago here. It may be accurate, and if anybody knows more about it, please share it with me. If you happen to spend time browsing through the gray hymnal, you might have noticed that reading number 473 is very similar to our covenant. In fact, it's identical after the first word. In the hymnal, the first word is love. Now, what I was told is that when it was just time to decide on a covenant for this church, the people who made that decision liked reading number 473. But as humanists, they found they couldn't commit to starting with love. I don't know why exactly. Maybe it's not you-ish to love your neighbor. Maybe it should be more dispassionate, more reserved. I don't know. That's what I heard anyway. So we say our covenant every week, and I know we strive to mean every word. So this morning, as we say the covenant as we always do, I would like you to ponder what it would be like if every week we pledged that love is the spirit of this church. Just give it some thought instead of with goodwill. Just imagine the way that would sound for a minute. And now, together, we affirm goodwill is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And now Kitty will teach some singing for y'all to join as you are able.
So this is a three-part song, and I'm going to start by teaching you part 2. So if you can flip the slide to the words, there we go. The words are easy, and it sounds like this. Share your love with the world. Share your love with the world. Great. I think that's the easiest part. Now, part 1 is a little higher. And so let me sing that. My soul awakens to the light, and my spirit rejoices in the heavens. My soul awakens to the light, and my spirit rejoices in the heavens. Now, I should tell you that when we go to sing this, Jamie is going to lead part 2, and I'm going to lead part 1, and Susie is going to lead part 3. Now, part 3, as you can see, has a lot of words, and it goes like this. You are here and I am here, we share the world together. You are here and I am here, we share this world in love. You are here and I am here, we share the world together. You are here and I am here, we share this world in love. Okay, so we're going to put the 3 parts together. Now we're going to start with part 2. And so we'll sing that through once, and then Susie and I will join in with parts 1 and part 3. So be ready, whichever part you want to sing, okay? Share your love with our world. My soul awakens to the light, and my spirit rejoices in the heavens. My soul awakens to the light, and my spirit rejoices in the heavens. My soul awakens to the light, and my spirit rejoices in the heavens. My soul awakens to the light, and my spirit rejoices in the heavens. My soul awakens to the light, and my spirit rejoices in the heavens. That was wonderful. Thank you. That time in the service when our young folks get to come up here and hear a story. So is there anyone who will come and join us? I guess I take this. All right. So I'm going to go over here. Is everybody shy today? It's okay if you're shy. All right. So I have a story for you. Oh, a brave person. Thank you for joining me. That means I get to sit down, doesn't it? Oh, all right. Okay. So imagine a day when you're feeling a little bit bored and you're tired of reading your book or playing with your toys, and even your video game doesn't seem interesting. So maybe it's time to go take a walk outside and let your imagination roam. And that's exactly what the 2 children did in this book, Wonder Walkers by Misha Archer. Okay, Wonder Walk? Sure. Is the sun the world's light bulb? Is the fog the river's blanket? Do mountains have bones? Are forests the mountain's fur? I wonder. Me too. Are trees the sky's legs? Are branches the tree's arms? Are roots the plant's toes? Do caves have mouths? Are shells the shore's necklace? Is the ocean the world's bath? Are rivers the earth's veins?
Is the wind the world breathing? Is rain the day's tears? Is the moon the world's nightlight? I wonder. Me too. And that's our story. So perhaps you can be thinking of that when you take a walk outside on a cooler day. So thank you for listening, and now we'll sing all the children down to their classrooms. Go now in peace, may love guide all your ways, beauty be the blessing of your nights and days, truth on your lips and kindness in your deeds, faith to follow where the human spirit leads.
We lit the chalice this morning with words from the current draft of Article 2 of the Unitarian Universalist Association's bylaws. Those words invoke the question, what does it mean to have a spiritual discipline of love? This is not passive love, easy love, something soft and gushy. It's love as a discipline. Like most of you, I pay my pledge automatically. Don't have to give it any thought at all. But my husband and I have developed a practice of obtaining cash specifically to have something to put into the basket every week. It's not a lot, but it brings our commitment to the church and its mission into the forefront of our consciousness. It's a deliberate, planned, personal act of love. The offering will now be gratefully received. Amy for helping us out today.
Though I may speak with bravest fire and have the gift to all inspire, and have not love, my words are vain as sounding brass and hopeless gain.
Though I may give all I possess, and striving so my Lord profess, but not be given by love within, my love it soon turns strangely thin.
Come, Spirit, come.
Come, Spirit, come. Our hearts control.
Our spirits long.
Our spirits long
to be made whole.
Come,
Let
Spirit,
inward love
let inward love
guide every
let love guide every deed.
By this we
worship, we
Now, church, we get ready to, as we reflect on that kind of fierce and resilient love that was so lovely, sang about, we dedicate our offering. We dedicate our offerings and our actions to the mission at the heart of this congregation, to build a respectful, caring community, to inspire personal and spiritual growth, and to create change toward a just and compassionate society.
So let's use the power of our minds and take a walk in nature. It could be to a real place, a place you've actually visited, or a place you've heard about or seen pictures of. Or it could be a place that comes to you as you imagine it. So I invite you to sit comfortably in your chair and take a nice, slow breath. Breathe in and notice any places in your body that need to shift or stretch. Breathe out and feel yourself relax. Take another slow breath in and feel it filling your lungs. Imagine the oxygen in that breath traveling all through your body, up to your shoulders and down your arms, through your core, down your legs, to the tips of your toes. Feel that oxygen traveling through your face and your head, feeding your brain cells. And when you breathe out, let any cares and concerns flow with them. As you breathe, you may keep your eyes open or gently close them to focus more on your breath. And when you're ready, on your next slow breath, in your mind's eye, see a path before you, beckoning you to follow. This path leads to someplace in nature where you can feel connected. Perhaps this path is wide. Perhaps it is narrow and bendy. Perhaps this path is a stream you can float along. What kind of path is calling to you? Take another breath and begin to move along the path. What do you notice as you move along it? What landscape are you traveling through? Are there sounds that you notice as you travel? Perhaps birdsong, or the hum of insects, or the sound of flowing water. As you move, are there things you can feel? Perhaps pebbles under your feet, or leaves brushing your hands, or cool water from a stream. As you look up ahead, you notice the path bends. Around the bend is the place you are going. Continue to move forward, and on your next breath, find yourself in that place. A place in nature where you can feel connected. Perhaps a place that inspires awe and wonder. Perhaps a place of beauty. Perhaps a place where you feel comfortable and content. Perhaps a place where you can feel the love of the universe and the oneness of all things. Let yourself breathe and notice where you are. What do your eyes see? What do your ears hear? What do your hands touch? What does your heart feel? Take a long, slow breath and let yourself be open to a feeling of connection to the place you've traveled to the natural world we are a part of. Let the molecules of your breath mingle with the molecules of air of the place where you are. Let yourself feel a part of the life all around you. Let your energy mix with the energy of where you are. Feel your heart expand in love and connection. And when you're ready, on your next breath, holding the experience of connection in your heart and mind, return your attention to the here and now. to yourself, sitting in your chair, feeling grounded and connected to this time and place, ready to continue. Blessed be.
One of the things that we do every Sunday at Gaia is we call the elements. We will do that now. If you wish to stand and face the directions as we call them, that would be great. If not, that's perfectly fine. Turning eastward as we can, we look to the east, to the element of air, recognizing that humor, the search for knowledge, and uplifting kindly words are wonderful ways to convey love and fellowship. Hail and welcome air. Hail and welcome air. Turning to the southward as we can, we look to the south, to the element of fire, acknowledging the heat of creativity, a hug or kindly touch, warmth and consensual passion as some of the ways to show and practice love in action. Hail and welcome fire. Hail and welcome fire. Turning westward as we can, we look to the west, to the element of water, allowing us to practice fluidity, to be able to express feelings and trust intuition, steps that can be complex and challenging, but well worthwhile to practice and strive for. Hail and welcome water. Hail and welcome water. Turning northward as we can, we look to the north, to the element of earth, providing us with stability, will, and determination, grounding in order to do our work, to express love in action, to perform acts of kindness and service to the earth and all of her creatures. Hail and welcome earth. Hail and welcome earth. And now to center. Turning to center, we look to spirit, in the center of everything, that which binds together and coordinates all of the elements, which has no color and no scent, but is that which provides balance and helps to focus our intentions. Hail and welcome spirit. Hail and welcome spirit. And now you may be seated. Now I will give you the Wonder Walk story with Mr. Taylor. In New York City's Central Park in the early 50s, a tall, gangly teenage girl trying to outrun the emotional turmoil of her parents' divorce happened to run smack into and knock down a frail elderly gentleman. She apologized profusely as she helped him up. And he asked her in French accented speech, "Are you planning to run like that for the rest of your life?" "Yes, sir, probably," she replied. "It looks that way." "Well, bon voyage." The next week, as she was walking her dog in the park, she saw him again. So they became friends, and they met a couple times each week over the space of about a year. He introduced himself in a very long French-sounding name, but asked her to call him Mr. Taylor. She looked forward to their meetings because they were magical. He was so full of life and delighted with its mysteries, so full of vital sap and juice that he seemed to flow with everything. It was as if he was in love with the entire cosmos, and it loved him in return. So when she walked with him, She said she felt as though a spotlight was following, bringing radiance and light everywhere. At the end of one such visit near Easter time, Mr. Taylor said goodbye to her, and that was the last time she saw him, despite her waiting there in the park over several weeks' time. She was puzzled and sad, but sometime later, when she was given a copy of The Phenomenon of Man, she recognized with a shock that the picture on the back was Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. What caused him, she marveled, that such a great man could strike up a friendship with a teenage girl? Perhaps it was because he could be completely himself at a time when his writings and his teaching were prescribed by the church, when he was not even allowed to talk about his ideas. Imagine the impact that would have had upon a young woman to meet such a brilliant soul as Pierre Teilhard de Chardin at such a pivotal time in her moment. He offered his love and kindness to the young Jean Houston, who in fact grew up to become one of the foremost visionary thinkers and doers of our time. The story moves me so much because I was told it by Jean Houston. But that's a story for another time.
Recently, as members of the Unitarian Universalist Association, we at Gaia and here at All Souls have learned about changes in some of our foundational documents, changes that have disconcerted some of us, maybe. I know I was not happy. I pretty much whined. I like the principles and purposes. What about the 8th principle? We all just managed to ratify it with its compelling recognition that the dismantling of racism is urgent and overdue. What about the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part? The 7th principle that inspires Gaia Community's very worship? What about Chalaka? Oh, never mind about Chalaka, really. Into that dismay, one of our members said, looking at the new graphic, this one, said, "What I like about this is it puts love at the heart of our faith." Oh. Yes. Yes, it does. And isn't that where it belongs? Now of all times, when there seems to be so much negative emotion, so much, bless you, estrangement, so much fear of each other, we are not giving up on the transforming power of love. Love as a spiritual discipline. Love, not as something you have, not as something you're given or you give, but love the verb. Love a thing you do, not spontaneously necessarily, not because something or someone deserves it, but offering love to everyone we encounter. This is the love that recognizes that along with the wonder of the universe, the wonders of the atom and of the veins on a trembling leaf, we are human, each of us. This is the love that looks at another person and sees in them what we feel in ourselves. This is the inherent worth. This is the recognition. The divine in me recognizes the divine in you. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. What drives the Hunger Outreach Team? What drives the Justice Action Network? It's the spiritual discipline of love. When we are frustrated, when we are angry about the things we would like to change but cannot seem to, when we feel we are surrounded by hate and the expectation, the requirement that we should hate back, that's when we must take a breath, take a step back, and reach for that spiritual discipline of love. We reach into our hearts and remember that we are siblings. We are all more alike than different, and most especially that we're all in this together. There's a hurricane in California. Just saying. Looking at this graphic again, it was Kitty who said, "I like that interdependence is at the top." And again, yes, because we are all in this together. This recognizes that anyone's separate interests can't exist separately. We all breathe in. We all breathe out, and literally and metaphorically. That means we, for example, cannot poison anyone's air without poisoning our own. Something said by one of my personal heroes, Ben Franklin, is even more true today than at the start of the revolution. We must all hang together, or most assuredly, we shall all hang separately. Or in our case, burn separately or drown separately. When we reach out to others in love, we acknowledge that when we save our neighbor's life, we save our own. And so, we honor the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. With humility and reverence, we covenant to protect Earth and all beings from exploitation, creating and nurturing sustainable relationships of repair, mutuality, and justice. The new Article 2 goes on to say, as Unitarian Universalists, we proclaim that direct experience of transcending mystery and wonder is the primary source of inspiration. These experiences open our hearts, renew our spirits, and transform our lives. One of the ways that many of us have found a sense of awe and wonder is within nature. A sense of connection. Nature is above me, around me, within me. I'm part of this. When you put that together, it's a way into the experience of love. This is the love of interconnection, the sense that we are all the same stuff. Direct experiences of transcending mystery and wonder don't happen all that often to most of us. Once in a while, one encounters someone like Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, who walks with such an open heart that these experiences are continually available. And what did that great and revolutionary spiritual figure do nearly at the end of his days? He reached out and shared wonder with a hurting teenager. And that is love. Love as a spiritual discipline.
So now we have a chance to share a little bit of ourselves with each other. I invite you to turn to someone sitting nearby, preferably someone you didn't come in with, maybe someone in the row in front of you or in the row behind you, and take a few moments for each person to share. We have 2 questions, and the first one is on the board. Have you ever felt awe and wonder in nature, or otherwise felt at one with the universe, a direct experience of transcendence and wonder? And the question will be on the... That's the only one. There's just one. So take a moment to do that. Thanks. So if you can bring your discussions to a close. It's exciting to me that there was so much discussion. Thank you. And Susie's going to tell us about our next activity.
So, we invite you to help us build an altar that will up here, that will symbolize all the ways in which humans are interdependent with each other and the physical universe. As we sing together, please come up front if you feel called to. Select one of several of the items from these side altars and the stuff over there and the stuff in the front to put along the center with our piece of art, which is something that I painted last week for this. And place them where you think they should go on the lower altar. If you brought something with you to add to the communal altar, this is your opportunity to place it as well. If you see something here that you want to place that as well. Our singing will charge this altar with interconnection, our dedication to the spiritual discipline of love. And then at the end of the service, we invite you to come up to the altar and take one of those objects from the lower altar home with you to represent the commitment.
So since we're going to sing, we should all stand up if you can, if you're able. And then you can get ready to walk and
And we'll
start to
sing
decorate.
if you don't want to walk and sing at the same time, we understand.
Right. Okay. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around. The earth is our treasure. How lucky we are. Love is all around. Home to million people just like you and me. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around.
We're living here together as we spin through space.
Love is all around.
Oh, we are all siblings of the human race.
Love is all around. 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 When you look up at night and see the stars in the sky, love is all around. Do you wonder who we are? How did we get here and why? Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around.
May the road we all travel be paved with peace.
Love is all around.
Step by step, love will grow and hatred will cease.
Love is all around. 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 Come on, people, let's build a world that's caring and kind. Love is all around. We need each and every one. Yes, now is the time. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around.
You may be seated. With our actions and with our singing, the altar has been charged with our energy, our commitment to working together, our rededication to the spiritual discipline of love. Everything on the lower altar is full of energy today, so at the end of the service, you are welcome to take something with you from the lower altar home, to carry that energy with you out into the larger world.
As we extinguish the chalice, I invite you all to rise as you are able and say with us, and the words will be on the slide, the closing that we at Gaia Community say every day. Together, by the earth that is her body, and the grove that is his home, by the air that is her breath, and the music of his song, by the fire of her bright spirit, and the heat of his passion, by the waters of her living womb, and the dew that is his tears. This circle is open, but unbroken. May the peace of the goddess go in our hearts, and the dance of the god enliven our days. And may we care for the earth and each other, because our lives depend on it. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Go in love.